Have rejected the Iran deal. They did so unanimously in the House and Senate from the very beginning, but they're not the only skeptics in Congress. Some Democrats have had their doubts as well. Joining us now, Democratic Congressman Brendan Boyle of Pennsylvania. He's a member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee as well. Congressman, thanks very much for joining us. You voted against this deal, one of the few Democrats to oppose the president's nuclear deal with Iran. How do you think it's going along right now? Any second thoughts on your vote?
No, I have to say, Wolf, it was without question. While I haven't been in Congress a very long period of time, this was the most difficult vote that I've had to cast, and hopefully will be the most difficult that I've had for however long that I serve. I voted against it for very substantive reasons, even though I'm generally a strong supporter of the president. I really thought that, particularly in three areas, the first of which is the $56 billion that is about to be released post-implementation day. I'm very concerned that essentially we're unfreezing these assets with no strings attached. And given the, forget 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, right now what Iran is doing in terms of support of Hamas, Hezbollah in Yemen and in Syria, they are the bad actor in the region and the world. So frankly, I'm very concerned with the money that we're about to release, let alone some of the other aspects of the deal that are more down the line.
I assume a lot of that money that's about to flow into Iran will be used domestically to improve the economy, help people in Iran. But they could do with it. The Iranian Revolutionary Guard, at least Susan Rice, the president's national security advisor, has said to me here on CNN that if they want to give money away to some of these other groups, that they are authorized to do so. Is that right?
There are no strings attached. By the way, that is looking prospectively, that's an area where I believe Congress should act on a bipartisan basis.
What can you do about that?
Well, what we can say very clearly is if you are continuing to fund Hamas, if you are using a portion of this money to fund Hezbollah, where, by the way, Lebanon right now is over 100,000 rockets pointing at Israel. Most of the funding for that comes from this current Iranian regime. Even if they use most of the funding, suppose they use 95% of it to rebuild their economy, just 5% on $56 billion will be far more than they've currently had to spend right now on their terrorist activities. So I think that moving forward, rather than kind of relitigating the deal, it's pretty clear that I was against it and a majority in Congress were. I think moving forward, the question is how can we protect our most important allies in the region, and what can we do moving forward to make sure that we're not going to allow Iran to use this money for terrorist activities.
I want to quickly get your reaction to the very disturbing video of those 10 American